Oh, no. Oh, you guys missed it. Oh. Oh, God. Oh, you missed it, guys. Oh. The stream did die. Yep. I looked at the bottom right and I saw the connection at 0 and I'm like, oh, fuck, here it goes. Yeah. Can you guys see me? Can you guys see me yet? Okay. Alright, we're back. Okay, it's good. Alright. No? Yeah, thanks. Alright. Alright, cool. Honestly, if it's gonna disconnect on any game, I'm sure this is the one I don't mind it disconnecting on. You guys want to know what you missed? Dude, there was like a whole line of chicks on the side of the road. They were flashing me. Oh, it was fantastic. It was worth the freaking 3-hour drive. Also, because it reset, it's gonna fucking run an ad again in about 40 seconds, so I'm sorry about that. Yeah, no, you guys missed about 20 seconds of this, so I think you're good. Gonna have to cut this stream into multiple segments. Oof. That's a rough one. I don't even know what I do, like, if you don't know, I have a TikTok. Go follow me on the TikTok. All the kids love the TikTok now. I only made it for getting a little bit of exposure, but like, I don't even know what I always make a TikTok of my stream. Like, after I'm done, that's one of my post-stream things. I make a TikTok of one of the funny moments in my stream. What am I even gonna do for this? My only thought is to, like, do a TikTok of, like, something towards the beginning where I'm talking about how fucking stupid this game is. But, like, should I just do a single TikTok that's, like, a whole minute of me driving with no no comment whatsoever? It's just me staring at the screen for a whole minute. Yes, that'd be funny. I don't know if I'd want to do it, because I think if someone saw that from me, they'd just get pissed off and not want to and not care about watching anything else I made. I don't know. Maybe if I was a bit more well known, I guess I would probably pull something like that, but I guess doing this in general is just doing a fucking big joke. But, you know, it's FIF 50. I gotta do something special. Now I gotta do something even more special for FIF 100 when we get to that. No, I should have made a montage of, like, every single FIF, so I could play it for you guys here. But I think it's funnier if I don't, because now this is all we have. Like, we gotta do this legit. Like, the only entertainment we have is talking to each other. And that's it. So, you know, I feel like that works. And drink some more coffee. Or what's left of it. Well, we've surpassed how long I normally go for. So I think that's an achievement in and of itself, you know? You know, they say this game is a lot, that, like, the whole point of this game was for it to be like real life. And, honestly, not that realistic. I'd probably have to stop for gas. You know. So, like, I think that's really where this game fails, honestly. Although, I do have to find out what the other games on this collection are. That's gonna have to be next FIF, right? I would have pissed or shit myself by now. Immersion breaking. I don't know. I feel like you guys are my passengers in the bus. And those of you that have fallen asleep or left, it's just kind of jumped out the window. Feel like your throat's not doing great? Oh, thanks for the hydrate. I appreciate it, but I normally cough. So that's, I mean, I don't know how obvious that is, because I know I do it a lot. Funnily enough, I cough less when I talk, which is why I actually cough less while streaming. So the more I talk, the less I cough, usually. You ever noticed before? Probably because I cough less when I talk. But when I'm, like, just sitting alone, I cough all the time. I have a condition that causes me to cough a lot. So... And when I'm self-aware of it, I'm gonna probably do it some more, like, like that. There we go. I mean, yeah. So I think next FIF is gonna be this minigame collection, but everything that's not Desert Bus. I have to find out what, like, some of the games are. Like, one is just called Smoke and Mirrors, which is the name of the minigame collection, so I have to find out what that is. There's another one that's just called What's Your Sign? I don't know what that is. I have to... Next FIF is the Journey Back. Hell no. Hell no. But the minigame I'm most interested in, because I didn't even look at the other minigames when I downloaded this... totally legit copy of Penn and Teller's Smoke and Mirrors for the Sega CD. But one of the other minigames I saw when I was going to Desert Bus was Mofo the Psychic Gorilla, and I have to know what that is. I have to. So, like, that specifically is going to be the only reason I want to play it next week. But I figured if we're going to check that out, we might as well check out all the other games, right? So, you know, I've asked this to a couple of my regulars, but I don't know if I've asked it towards you guys. But where do you guys usernames come from? Murray, I assume yours is a name. You don't have to answer if you don't want to, but I'm just curious about people's usernames. Mofo the Psychic Gorilla sounds peak, right? Sounds amazing. I got a few. My name but shortened? Okay, I figured. Alright. It will forever be a mystery. What, I already know your name. Alright? Like, I've asked that before with you. Even if I didn't ask it, you've encouraged me to play One Shot, and I now know. So, you know. Randomly Xbox generated username for like 2017, really? That's awesome. That's really funny, actually. I like that. So now, like, if you have a profile picture, is it just like an ostrich dying? Like a really old one just dying on the ground? You know? The numbers were 458. Oh. So you just shortened 458 to 2. As numbers do. Obviously. Or maybe the first aging ostrich was the only successful one because it was the 458th one. But now you're actually the second one, and turns out the second one actually survived. And that one's you. See, I know the plot. I know the aging ostrich lore now. I've got it. I've got it in the old noggin. You guys want to know the lore behind Desert Bus? The heavy lore. Well, there's a rock. Actually, 2 rocks. There's another rock. There it goes. Why does my username have lore across multiple streamers now? Because I have to know, right? Your name is Aging Ostrich. I'm not gonna just be like, oh, that's a normal name. It's not a boulder. It's a rock. Yes, they are rocks. What's the difference, though? I know SpongeBob clearly stated that they rode a rock. But, like, what does he consider the difference between a boulder and a rock? Are boulders smaller? Because it seems like boulders would be bigger, right? Boulders are giant. But the rock that they rode in SpongeBob, he said was a rock, but it was huge. Oh, wait. But SpongeBob is tiny. SpongeBob and all of the residents of Bikini Bottom are really small compared to humans. So maybe even though it was so big, it was still small, so it's still a rock. Oh, I solved it. I solved the problem. Oh, SpongeBob. Genius, right? Maybe if they set the rock to Wumbo, then it would have become a boulder. But, you know. You know, that's why in Pokemon, all of the attacks for rock moves, they don't say boulder, they say rock, because the rocks they shoot out are all like small to medium size. Wish I had more waffle fries. Oh, I forgot. That's the like whole Chick-fil-A thing as well, is they give you waffle fries. Forgot about that. Those are good too. Gotta love those waffle fries, man. Whoever thought of that combination was sitting pretty on a pile of dough, probably. This game would be insane if a face would randomly pop up on the mirror. Yeah, where's the Desert Bus Horror Edition? No would be really, really effective as a horror game. Desert Bus, but they tell you, like, that something's coming. Like there's creepy music that, like, builds up or something. Or, like, you hear, like, a whisper or something. But then a scare just never happens. Like, it's kind of like the anticipation of the scare is worse than the scare itself kind of thing. And it's only once you reach the end that they actually jump scare you. You know? That would be an effective horror game, I think. Maybe make it nighttime in the desert. That might work. Make it so that, like, the internal lights don't really work that well. They, like, flicker. It makes me need to find a game that's amazing. My memory just activated. Oh my god. Have you ever had that? I've had that before, where I remember, like, a game from my childhood, and I'm like, I don't even remember what game that was, or if that was just, like, a fever dream. I've had a game like that before. But now, of course, now that I'm trying to think about it, I can't remember it. I'm like, there's a person and a thing and the thingamajig. There's also a lot of weird PC games I remember from when I was a kid, because my dad was a really big PC gamer. So I saw a lot of PC games. He had this whole fucking big case of CDs that was all PC games from back in the day. Probably, like, at least a third of them are Star Wars related. He also loved Star Wars a lot. I remember, like, God, he had, like, Jedi Outcast and Jedi Academy, Dark Forces, freaking, Galactic Battlegrounds was one of my favorites. And then over the years, he got more, like, the original Battlefront games, Empire at War, you know, all that shit, Knights of the Old Republic, all that good shit. Night Bus, a bus horror game. You get to drive the bus. There's multiple endings. Dude, that sounds fucking boring. Mead bus driver. That's probably why I don't have any passengers, huh? Well, you guys are my passengers, right? I get a 1 star on Yelp? Come on, at least 2. At least give me 2. Alright, I'm driving you guys all the way to Las Vegas. Okay? He's drunk. No, it's just the bus keeps listing to the right. So that's why I have to keep turning it. You know, it is kind of like... it is kind of frustrating, because it's like... 1.5 stars? I'll take that. We're like your hostage as you go lore dumping us about Sonic. Well, who else am I gonna lore dump to? No one else cares nearly as much as I do. Bushra, is that a sword or are you happy to see me? It's a sword. So get back in your seat. Another good horror game where you're on the road is The Dead Seer. The Dead Seer? The Dead Seat. Oh, okay. I was about to say, I was like, it looks like you're getting attacked by autocorrect. Are you just sitting down for a while, and then after a while you realize you're on a corpse? That'd be pretty horrifying. You know, I did play one of the greatest horror games ever made. We talked about it earlier. It's called Sonic 06. Oh, there was also another one that was probably one of the worst horror games. It was called Lifeline. We played it not too long ago. You know. There was also Link, The Faces of Evil, and Zelda, Wand of Gamelon. Those were pretty horrifying. Superman 64. That was pretty scary. You know. Independence Day. You guys remember Independence Day? Man, I still don't know what the E3 is and how to defend it. Sonic 06 is one of the best Sonic games. I've actually seen people like try to defend that game, which is astounding to me. Like, you can like whatever you want, but like, that game is just objectively flawed and objectively like hard to control unless you're extremely used to it. So I just don't understand. I like it because it's so broken. That's understandable. I could see that. It sure is boring around here. I can't wait to bomb some Dodongos. That's kind of a fucked up thing for him to say, you know? He can't wait to feed these... I mean, they are, like, creatures trying to kill him, but they're poor, like, wild creatures. He's gonna feed them explosives. So ridiculous funny because it's so broken. Yeah, oh, trust me, we've seen it. That's one I've already gotten to. I'm trying to think of the Sonic games I haven't played. The one I put on the schedule was Origins. I was gonna play Origins and just play through all the original Sonic games. But now that I got racing, I kind of want to do that instead. At least a couple times. I'm kind of just like buying myself some time in the long-term game slot that I normally do, which is, you know, I normally play long-term game Monday, Wednesday, Saturday. But I'm waiting for Legend ZA to come out, and I won't be getting it until the 20th, which is a week from Monday. So I'm kind of just buying myself time until I can get that. So I don't know what I'm gonna do, to be honest. By the way, I heard Sega got back in a contract with the Olympics. That means we're getting Sonic Olympics again. It was missing a red player. What was his name again? That was Sonic, remember? Red Plumber's Hatsune Miku. Oh, that's right. Sorry, I've been calling him Sonic the whole time. Sonic is that, terrible diva pop star. Alright, listen, the thing is, I don't like Hatsune Miku, right? Just like I don't like the music, okay? Like, and I don't get the hype over her, but like whatever, people like what they wanna like, right? But it's so funny when I go way over the top with it and I shit on her because I love pissing people off about it. It's really funny. It might be Kasane Tato? Kasane what? I don't know who that is. I'm sorry. Also, yeah, I saw the Sonic Olympics thing and I thought it was pretty funny because they had like a character for each color. And they just made Amy the green one because they wanted to throw Amy in there, but there were no other colors to take. I would have made Knuckles green. Make Amy red and make Knuckles green. At least he's got green on his shoes. You know. But fine, whatever. Just make Amy green. I like the music and the design, but holy shit, she's way too overhyped. Yeah, definitely. I would agree. Tato's basically just a communist Miku. Oh, okay. So better Miku. I don't like rooting my own jokes so that I laugh in the middle of them. She started as a joke, then came a legit character or something. Yeah, I don't know too much about... What's the group she's a part of? I don't know. Rad, you like Miku, right? What's the group she's a... Vocaloid, that's what it is. I don't know too much about it. I don't know. It's just the whole idea is I just don't really like it. Like, I know it's a real person's voice and stuff, but it just it sounds like a robot to me. You know, it sounds too robotic. It doesn't sound like a real person, and they're trying to make it sound like a real person, and it just doesn't work, and it just makes me feel weird. Because I'm like, oh, that's not... Like, it sounds artificial. Like, I get it. It's a real person's voice, and real people are, like, making it. It's not like AI, right? We talked about this before, because I was like, it feels kind of like AI, but technically, it's not. It's not. It's actually made by real people, right? But it's just, like, the sound of it. It doesn't sound good to me. The idea of the concert is really cool, though. Gotta give them that. Oh, like don't they do like holograms with it? I know they did a Splatoon concert where they used holograms. They had like the Squid Sisters as holograms. I remember that. Yeah. I don't know the reason for you to put Pokken Krogunk in the chat, Marie. But makes me think you're up to something. I don't know. You look devious. I will say that I do appreciate the fact that I'm basically fucking trolling on all of you by driving an empty bus for 8 hours, and you still want to come and chat with me. That actually, as stupid as that is, I really do. That means a lot to me that you guys care enough that even when I'm fucking around, you guys want to hang out. See, I can be nice. Thank you for posting Chokon in the chat. It's been a while since I've seen him. You're trolling yourself more than us. You know what? I want to say no, but you might have a point. I'm a 2-star! Yay! Yeah. I'll pretend that POW was for the 2 stars. Yeah.
I am the milkman.
Mmm.
My milk is delicious.
Yummy. I think I've said this before, but I kind of wish all of my sound alerts was just the Pokemon Stadium announcer. The Kapow guy. You know, I'm sure your milk is very delicious. I've never tried ostrich milk, but I'm sure it's good. I assume ostriches make milk.
Never give up. Trust your instincts.
Why wouldn't they? All birds make milk, obviously. I've milked a parrot before. Although maybe that wasn't its nipple. Huh. I'll have to look into that. It's a way to get custom TTS voices. I don't know how, though. Oh, yeah. Oh, well, I mean, like, you can get custom text-to-speech stuff. I don't think I'd want to do text-to-speech, honestly. Like, in case someone says something that I don't want to be out loud. You know? Like, if I see someone say something bad in chat, then I want to be able to delete it if I can. Yeah. Text-to-speech monster? Are you calling me a monster for not using text-to-speech, or are you calling text-to-speech a monster? But if I were to do it, I would love to make it Ted Lewis, Pokemon Stadium announcer. Oh, it's the name of the thingy. See, I don't know. I don't even know that. But if I did do it, yes, I would do. Allows you to use different voices. I'd have to, maybe I'll email Ted Lewis and be like, hey, could you do some, like, Pokemon Stadium announcer stuff for me? Like Obama? That doesn't surprise me. Could you also do, like, I figured they would probably, just for shits and giggles, they'd probably make Trump too, right? Because it's like, his voice is just such a joke now that I feel like it just, every time I hear it, it's just really funny. Like, I can't, like, does anyone really take it seriously anymore? Think so. And Putin too? That's really funny. Saw a streamer who had it as the Dragon Ball next on Dragon Ball Z guy. That's awesome. That's really cool. I actually, one time I was at a cousin who was driving me around, and his GPS, I don't know how he did it. His GPS was Master Chief. It was awesome. I don't really, I'm not a Halo guy, but it was really cool. I don't know how he did it. But, yeah. It was pretty cool. I can't really emulate Master Chief. Because I don't think I'll ever sound as cool as that in a million years. But, you know. I'd probably want, like, you know, I want like one of those cameos, you know. Waze, the app has a lot of voices. That sounds familiar. That might be it. You guys ever gotten a cameo, or you ever wanted like the app Cameo? You know what I'm talking about? Where you can, like, send a request. You can pay for a request for like whoever's on there, like a celebrity or a voice actor or something. You can ask them to send you something. A lot of people do it for GIFs. Not GIFs GIF, but GIFs GIFTS. Where, like, someone's favorite actor or something, they'll get them, like, they'll put in a request to, like, say their name or something. Do you want one? I would totally want one from, like, voice actors I like. I always thought of, like, a Xander Mobus one would be cool. Xander is the voice of Persona Joker. He's also the not Pokemon Stadium. He's the Smash Brothers announcer. So I think he's great. He's done other stuff. I'm trying to remember though. Honestly, any of the VAs from, like, Persona, because I just love all of them. I think they would all be great. I don't want to meet a voice actor of anime I watch. I don't know which one though. Yeah, that would actually be pretty cool too. I was planning. I wanted to get my friend one. I couldn't afford it at the time. But I wanted to get my friend one. He loves Red Dead 2, and he always loves quoting Dutch. And the guy who voices him, voices Dutch, is on Cameo. So maybe someday I'll actually get him to say, like, one of the iconic lines, and, like, use and then say it with my friend's name, you know. I have a plan, yeah. Just have faith, or I got a plan, or Tahiti, you know, any of the, like, signature lines from him. My friend would have fucking killed for that. Probably whoever voices Rimuru Tempest from That Time I Got Reincarnated as a Slime. I've never seen that. Doesn't seem like something I'd like. But, are you talking about, I assume you're talking about an English voice actor. I don't know if there's, like, if you're a dub or a sub person. I don't know how I did a voice time once. My friends said it sounded like Dutch. You just gotta, I have a plan. You gotta be like, have that southern English voice actor. Who is it? Maybe I'll know. A lot of the voice actors from games I like are actually in a lot of anime, so I find that pretty cool. I don't fucking know. Well, that. I thought you would want to like Google it or something if you like the voice actor so much. You think I can Google? I'm driving. Okay? I can't stop to Google something. What do you expect? Alright, well, you know. Know what I gotta rewatch? I gotta rewatch fucking... Now that the movie is coming out, I gotta rewatch Chainsaw Man. That was one of the anime I actually did watch when I was trying to get into it, and I liked it. I liked it a lot. And now that that movie's coming out, I gotta rewatch it because I remember very little. But you know, Brittany Karbowski. Okay, that's not a name I'm familiar with. Unfortunately. I'm ready for the Chainsaw Man movie. Yeah. Well, I knew I knew. Apparently, I don't know about the manga at all, but from what I understand, they're gonna do the show or the whatever the anime is gonna be in 3 story arcs, and the first one and the third one are gonna be seasons of bus stop sign, bus sign. Yeah. Whee! Okay. But the first and last story arcs are going to be seasons of the show, but the second one in between is the movie, from what I understand. That's what they're doing. The animation in the trailer was awesome, dude. Yeah. So, I can't wait. I don't know how to pronounce her name. Is it Reze? Trailer did not disappoint. Reese. Okay. Reese. Sorry, I'm using, like, Japanese pronunciation when I see it. No. But I've always heard Reese. Well, I mean, in an American accent, if you look at that, you would say Reese. But if you were to look at that and pronounce it using Japanese sounds, you would say Reze. So... I don't know. They'd probably pronounce it Reze. Number 1 on Cameo is Marcus the Worm. Now, I'm sure you saw my next comment coming, but, first of all, I said coming. Second of all, who the actual fuck is Marcus the Worm? What is that? I don't know who that is. Marcus the Worm? All I know is the only worm I know is fucking Jim. That's about it. Yeah, okay, so okay, you guys don't know either. Alright, cool. So I'm not alone. Watch him be like a rapper or something. That would be really funny. You know Earthworm Sally. I don't know. Was that... All I know is Earthworm Jim. Was Earthworm Sally a part of the Earthworm Jim universe? It could be. I've never played any of the games, and I know there was also a show at one point. I looked at some kind of VR chat avatar. Well, that would explain why we don't know it. Pretty sure our adventures in VR chat are very limited. You wanna know the funny thing? Like, they made the bus drift to the right, obviously so that you couldn't just hold the accelerator and that be it. Like, you have to constantly turn. But, like, the reason it's drifting to the right, you could see, it's because the wheel is slightly to the right. So you're like, if I'm driving the bus, why would I just hold the wheel straight? Doesn't make any sense. Not that I expected anything from this game, I'm just saying. What the actual fuck is that thing? Well, now you guys have got me curious, but I can't stop to look at a picture of it or anything. I deleted VR chat account like a few weeks ago. I'm free from that shithole. I thought it would be a fun experiment if I ever did it, but I don't know if I would. I always said if someone made a 3D Volt model, I would totally use it in like VR chat or something, and we'd do like a stream of it. I'd love to do that. But I'm curious. I never used it before. Yeah, same here. I'll probably get back into it one day, but I don't know. Maybe. I mean, it's just like, I don't know what there is to do there exactly. Volt FNAF VR stream would be peak. I'm telling you, man, if I reach that number's not accurate down there, I gotta adjust it. It's actually like 449. It's not 454. But after I reach the Karaoke Stream 3 goal down there, it's probably gonna be another vote on my next game when I get to, I don't know, 600, 700. I don't know what to make the next goal. I don't know. Growth has been pretty stagnant for a long time. So I don't think I'm going to be reaching any goals anytime soon. But, you know, it happens. Just getting to 449 is kind of crazy to me. That is a follower goal, yeah. Like I said, the number isn't accurate. It's more like, I think it's like, you guys can check, it's like 449. It's not 454, but it's close. Yeah. For the record, I appreciate you guys who have stuck with me. Or even... Oh, it's 450. Okay, cool. Nice and even. But any of you guys who have come to any of my streams, it means so much. I would love to do this full time. And, you guys are trying to help me make it happen. I appreciate it. That's why I deleted, but also I kept getting curious and check on it. And still only feel like shit from people I meet there. I would suggest use VR chat alone or with friends you trust. Yeah, we could have a Volt community get together in VR chat. The bus driver's making me emotional. You're now a 2.5 star. Thank you. Thanks, guys. No, it does mean more than you guys know, for sure. Anyone who supported me in any way, just by like popping in to the stream or lurking or whatever you want to do. Even like if you just like my tweets or something, like every little bit helps. You know. I saw something earlier on on Twitter that was like it was actually Leo was the one who like quote retweeted it, and I saw it, and it was a person being like, Leo was criticizing, he wasn't supporting this, but he was criticizing them for it. It was a streamer that was like, if you don't like come to my streams or like follow me or like my stuff, then you're not really my friend. Stuff like that. And I'm like, wow, that's fucking pathetic. It's like, you really expect your friends to like invest themselves into all that? It's like, you're friends if you're friends, you fucking asshole. How the fuck does that work, right? I think most of my IRL friends don't even watch my streams. Like, they don't even watch any of them. I don't blame them for that. Like, if it's not their thing, it's not their thing. Right? I do have one IRL friend who pops in very, very rarely, but they will pop in. Last time he popped in was actually for the Lifeline finale. Because, he's the one who gave me his copy of Lifeline to hang on to, and that's how I discovered it. So, I think he wanted to see the finale for himself. But he pops in every once in a while, but... The streamer I watch, one of his mods doesn't even follow him. So how the actual hell does that work? That's a little weird they don't follow him if they're a mod. I mean, I guess it doesn't matter. It's just a little strange. Speaking of that streamer, it just went live. Holy shit, I'm psychic. Dude. You're psychic. That means you can beat a martial artist in a fight due to Pokemon logic. Unlike the Pokemon Espathra, but better because Espathra is horrendous. You don't like Espathra? I like Espathra. I saw a meme once that was like, I must be dark type because my parents' fighting is super effective. That's it. That's the only comment. They don't have a social media account? That's... Well, but if they're a mod, then they have a Twitch account, right? That's what I mean. Damn Lady Gaga bird. Oh my god, it kinda is a Lady Gaga bird, isn't it? I never really thought about it. Kinda does remind me of Lady Gaga.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
Thank you. That could be for a number. You could be commenting that for a number of reasons, but does it really matter at this point? Him not following is for the bit. I can accept that. You know. That's a thing, like, it was the dark type joke? Okay, cool. I'm thinking about all the Pokemon memes I have on my phone, and that was one of them. Also, I have some Mousehold memes, because I don't like Mousehold. So, like, there's one that's, instead of Mousehold, it's called Mouse Carriage, and it's part ghost type. It has the ghost of their child. I have some pretty fucked up ones. There's also... There's, oh, what the fuck was it? Oh, there's another one that was Mouse Steak. And it had the two parents, but one of the parents was angry, and then one of the kids was, like, black. And it said it was normal dark type. That's the kind of memes I have on my phone. It's just, like, fucking shit I would never say on stream, but just make me giggle, and I'll just fucking, like, oh my god. Really funny. Well, in the moment. To be honest, same? Yeah. For real. Stuff like that is like, you know, stuff you'd say with your friend. I mean, obviously I'm talking about it now, but I'm speaking of it in terms of memes on my phone, so it's like, I feel like it isn't as important. But like stuff like that, it's more stuff you would say around your friends, you know? Because like when you say jokes that like get into that territory of could be offensive to a decent amount of people, it's like when you say it around your friends, it's more like your friends know you, right? They know you're not discriminatory towards anyone, or they know you're not trying to be offensive or anything. They know you, so that's why they can laugh with you about it. But when you're in public, like when you're a figure online or anything, and you say stuff like that, if out of context, that stuff could sound really bad, or like even in context, the person could just like not know you as a person enough to be able to properly judge it, you know? So it's tough. Sometimes I just say fuck it and say stuff anyway, because, you know, I don't want to completely sacrifice myself for the sake of being a public figure. As small as I am, I'm still like speaking a lot in public technically, so, you know, I don't want to just I don't want to be like, oh, well, I'm not going to tell jokes about any of that because, you know, people wouldn't like that. You know, I still want to be me, but I want to put some level of limit on there. You know what I mean? Sorry, driving a bus gets me really deep. Deep. Maybe I should bring some chicks along, you know, along this bus ride if I keep getting deep on buses. Yeah, this bus was a hot chick, then it'd be awesome because I'd be deep. Not that one. No, that one isn't funny. That one sucked. Can I get a you stink on that one? I feel like that one deserves a you stink. I know you guys have the points for it. Thank you, Murray. Thank you. Fuck, beat me to it, yeah. You're too delayed, Rad. You're too delayed to beat anyone in that race.
I am the milkman. My milk is delicious.
That one has less relevance, but I can respect it. I don't know if you guys realize this, but I think we just about reached the halfway mark. We're just about halfway there. So, we made it this far. Delicious milk is always relevant. Indeed. Indeed, that's a good point. Well, you know. I'm glad I'm, like, distracting myself with talking about really anything. It's helping me. Helping me through this. I was worried, since, like, the stream got cut in half, I was gonna be like, oh, what if someone will see that and they don't actually believe that I, did the whole 8 hours for a point? But I'm like, well, how would that change anything? Because it would still be me streaming like 3 hours and then streaming 5 hours. And so there's proof that I sat here for 8 hours, so I guess it really doesn't matter. Technically this is an emu, so I could, like, if you really wanted all the points, you could just, like, fast forward it. Although you'd have to be really careful because you'd have to keep steering to the left, as much as I'd like to own this game, well, it never came out, so I don't even know if there are any legit physical copies out there. Also, I do not have a Sega CD. I do have a Sega Genesis. I don't know where it is. Actually, I think it's in the thing next to me, actually. I do have, like, a lot of my systems that I don't really use in this little container next to me, so it's probably in there somewhere, but I don't have a Sega CD. I still don't own a Sega CD. What am I waiting for? Nintendo to make one? That's a reference. You guys get that reference? You're fucking legendary. I know Ostrich won't get that reference, but you other guys might. So, guys have any favorites on the Sega CD? In those 30 seconds where the stream died, Volt went for a walk, had food, and took a nap. Yeah, I mean... Yeah, oh, maybe that's what people will think. They'll think that I actually took a break in the 30 seconds that the stream died. Way into the future, when this isn't VODed on Twitch anymore, it's on YouTube in 2 parts. People will see it and be like, oh my god, he was probably down for like an hour. Actually, no, I would have visual proof, because there's literally a clock and a speedometer on the bus. So, yeah. I wasn't even born yet when Sega CD was a thing. Well, me neither, but I just thought I'd throw it out there. I think the only Sega CD game I've played that's not this is, like, Sonic CD. And that doesn't really count, because I didn't play the Sega CD version. I played, like, the Origins version, or the Steam version. I think I've played both of those. We gotta get some of the fucking Sega CD classics. You know, Oh, you know what? We did play a Sega CD game. Not on into the Sega CD or a Sega CD Emu, but we did play it. We played Night Trap. Look out behind you, Night Trap. You guys remember Night Trap? That was a funny stream. That was what we did for Halloween last year, I think. That was our Halloween stream. Was Night Trap. NBA Jam. Oh, yeah, yeah. Is that CD? Sega CD? I don't really do sports games, but I know people really liked... That was an old one people really liked. But I thought it was just regular Genesis. I didn't know if it was a Sega CD thing. I have no idea. I mean, hey, if you guys... Earthworm Jim, that was regular Sega CD. Sorry, regular Sega Genesis. Oh, sorry. Mega Drive, for those outside of the US. I'm pretty sure it was just called the Genesis here in the US. I think it was the Mega Drive. It was definitely the Mega Drive in Japan. I think it was also the Mega Drive in Europe. But here in the US, it was called the Genesis. Which, honestly, sorry, guys. I think Genesis sounds cooler. Mega Drive sounds like it's an add-on to your PC. But the Genesis. It's fucking a revolution, dude. But yeah, I think NBA Jam and Earthworm Jim were both regular Sega Genesis. I should probably clarify, because this is an old console I'm talking about, and not everyone is into retro games like me. The Sega CD was an add-on to the Sega Genesis. It wasn't like its own thing. Platforms: Genesis, Mega Drive, Super... Sega CD. Okay. Game Boy, Game Gear, Windows, MS-DOS, Master System, Game Boy. Wow. Earthworm Jim was on everything. And the Sega Genesis was like Sega's biggest entry into the home console market. I don't really know the story behind the Master System that much, because they started with the Sega Master System and then made the Genesis after, but nobody really talks about the Master System, and so I don't really know how that came to be and why the Genesis was what... I mean, I think the Genesis took off because it was made before the Super Nintendo, right? So Nintendo still had the 8-bit NES, and then Genesis was the first 16-bit to enter the scene, or at least to be popularized. And so that's why the Genesis got big, was because it was 16-bit before Nintendo. But I don't know why the Master System kind of like became a little more obscure. You know what I mean? You just know these two games, NBA Jam and Earthworm Jim. There was a second Earthworm Jim. Actually, I think there were 3, but the third one was like Earthworm Jim 3D on the N64 or something. I don't know. I don't know if Earthworm Jim... Is that FIF material, Earthworm Jim? I don't know. A lot of people like Earthworm Jim, and I don't really know much about him, other than he's an earthworm in a big, bulky spacesuit. And it's a platformer. That's pretty much all I know. And I know there's 3 Earthworm Jims. And a cartoon series, maybe. Okay, maybe I know a decent amount about Earthworm Jim. Uh-oh. Okay, sorry. I watched my connection. It was going down, so I'm like, not another one. I watched someone play. Never played it myself. It looks fun. Yeah, it looks fun. I'm not as much into 2D platformers as you might think, but I do enjoy them once in a while. You know? Like, I had a lot of fun with the Shantae games. You know? But I really like WayForward's approach to side-scrollers. So that's probably why. That was like the last of my frozen coffee. Not really that frozen anymore. Kind of just a slush. But, you know. Is what it is, you know? Sorry, but it's just like a solid like 20-30 seconds of silence. It's just I start laughing because of how freaking absurd this is. Honestly, I thought I would want to bail by now, but I'm in it for the long haul. I'm still with it. You know, which you know what? I'm proud of myself. I'll say it. I'm proud. Hey, Swiffer. My cat just came in. Hey, buddy. Yeah, I know. I'm still going, right? Hi. No, I can't have you on my lap right now, buddy. Sorry. I will never forgive and forget about you bailing. Thanks. I said say that only when I'm about to bail. When I just said I'm not about to, you know. So I think we're good for now, but thank you for trying. But yeah. Sorry, I got too excited. This is pretty exciting, I know. Getting, you know, you gotta hold yourself back. There's too much going on. You know, you'll never know when we get to another bus sign. That's when it gets exciting. Yeah, my hands are sweating. So this controller is gonna be drenched by the end of this. So that's nice. Not that it's even like a decent controller. It's just like a shitty third-party PS3 controller. But it's like the only controller that consistently works with my Steam Deck when I try to emu stuff. Actually, even when I'm just playing other Steam games, it's like the only controller that works consistently. The other ones keep disconnecting. As I'm sure you guys remember from my past when I used to emu other games. Don't worry, I'm sure it'll be fine. Are you trying to make me think I'm losing my mind? You trying to make me think like I'm hallucinating in the middle of the desert? I see that you've changed to purple. I'm not going crazy. Right? I'm not yet. Maybe. See, what you gotta do, Rad, is you gotta get everyone on board. You know? You gotta get everyone being like, what? Purple? What are you talking about? And then everyone else also changes colors. Be like, you guys keep changing colors. And you're like, dude, are you okay? It's like, maybe you should stop. You know, that's what you gotta sell it, man. Yeah, you gotta do the Gengar from Pokken, whatever that's supposed to mean. I'm wondering what they're gonna do for stuff like that. Do you think they're gonna have every single Pokemon with a Mega Evolution in Legend ZA? I don't know what you're talking about. I'm blue. Dabba dee dabba da. Shit. I'm sorry. I couldn't resist. All right. No. Yeah. Nice try. I mean, it wasn't a nice try, but you know. No. Did I beat you to it? Yeah. I did steal your joke. Well, it was kind of an easy setup, you know. Anyway. The angry Machamp. You think we'll finally get Mega Machamp? Poor guy probably deserves a Mega. He got a Gigantamax, which I guess was their way of trying to make up for it. But I feel like he deserved one. Alakazam got one. And it feels like him and Alakazam are like two sides of the same coin. Got like a 3-stage evolution line. They're both Gen 1. They both require a trade to evolve. One's physical, one's special, you know. They gave Gengar one. But I'm wondering if they'll do the same thing for Legends ZA that they did with Legends Arceus, where Pokemon that Pokemon that have there's another ad coming in about a minute. Pokemon that evolve via trade don't need to be traded anymore. You know? Because in Legends Arceus, you could evolve a trade Pokemon using an item. Literally a link cable. Use it on them, and then they'd evolve. I hope they do that in Legends ZA, so that you could get, like, if you wanted a Mega Gengar or something, you wouldn't have to, like, trade a Haunter or anything. Plus, like, I just hate that, like, in general. Having to trade something to evolve it. Like, I get what the original intent was, but, like, also, it's like, if you're trading it to evolve it, well, then you're not going to have it anymore, are you? Like, I don't evolve my Haunter. Okay, well, then just give it to your friend. Unless they're also giving you a Haunter in return, you know? Or unless you keep trading, like, you trade it back. But it's like, isn't the concept that you just trade with people, like, in general? Like, not necessarily just friends, just, like, everyone? It's like, if I give you a fucking Kadabra to evolve it, then, do I have to expect you give it back to me? Or do I have to expect you give me a Kadabra in return? Like, I don't... Like, how does that work? Then you got, like, Carablast and Shelmet, who you have to trade with each other to evolve. So I guess that's one thing, right? I guess that makes a little more sense. Because even though it's specific, it's like, okay, well, you each know what you're getting, right? I don't know. I hope they do that. Although it seems like Legends ZA is going to focus a little more on multiplayer. Because Legends Arceus was definitely more of a single-player experience. You can't really do multiplayer at all in that game. Maybe that's why I like it. I'm a big single-player guy. You guys probably know that by now. I don't really play a lot of multiplayer stuff. But still. I don't know. You guys hoping for any specific megas in Legends ZA? I mean, my favorite Pokemon is Mudkip, so I was hoping, since Swampert has a mega, that we'd be seeing him. I doubt it, though. Maybe in an update or something. Maybe in DLC, but I don't think we'd be getting it right away. Like, I'm sure they're gonna throw starters in. They obviously got the Kalos starters and the and the Kanto starters. I don't know if they're gonna do. Oh, they also have like the ones that they showed, like Chikorita, Totodile, and Tepig. But I don't know. I don't know if they're gonna do all the starters like right from the get-go. And you know, I think I'm gonna go, guys. I think I'm gonna go Tepig. You know, if I'm going like just in general from who I like the most, like fully evolved, I'd go Totodile. But I don't think anyone's going Tepig yet. I think most people have said they're either going Chikorita or Totodile. And you know what? In honor of the greatest game ever, Poke Park 2 Wonders Beyond, where you can play as our boy Tepig, I think I'm curious. Because I think they're probably going to give those starters megas. I mean, I would guess, like, maybe regional forms, but more likely that they're just going to give us megas of the starters. And you know what? I want to see what Mega Emboar looks like. Okay. Emboar has grown on me. I actually, you know, I wasn't a big fan of Emboar at first. He's alright now. I don't dislike him. He's got one of the best shinies in the entire game, I will say. But I'm gonna give Tepig a chance. I'm gonna take a chance. Also, I'm not really a big fire starter guy. You know, I don't really go for the fire starter all that often, so I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna give it a shot. You know? Why not? What are you guys gonna go with? I would suggest not Chikorita. Not because I hate Chikorita. I actually like Chikorita and its evolutions, but I think we've learned from my Heart Gold playthrough that Chikorita's moveset is absolute garbage, and I know it's different now because we've had many generations, but it's not much better. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. It's not much better. Chikorita, all right. I will say good luck is the best advice I can give you. Because I basically threw Chikorita in the fucking trash in our Heart Gold playthrough. I was like, nope. JK, I'll not play the game. No? I don't know if you're serious or not. I don't know if you're actually getting it or not. Oh, you don't have a Switch. Oh, okay. Gotcha. You don't have either Switch? Because it is for both. Although I'm sure its performance is going to be severely hindered on the first one. But I don't have a Switch 2, so I'm going to have to deal with those. You're a dirty PlayStation gamer? Hey, dude! Most of my favorite games are PlayStation games. I gotta say, when growing up, I was a hardcore Nintendo fanboy. Absolutely. I never wanted to play anything else. PlayStation, I would consider. I hated Xbox. I hated any Xbox games. I thought it was like the freaking stupidest thing. I thought it was like dumb gamers only play Xbox. You know, I was full on Nintendo fanboy growing up. But then I like learned how the real world worked. And I mean, I still don't play Xbox just cuz like they don't have the exclusives I prefer are either Nintendo or PlayStation, but honestly, I think I prefer playing on my PS4 more than anything now. My favorite games are PS4 games now. My Persona games, Psychonauts, Catherine, Yakuza, those are all games that I just love playing on my PS4, so it's like, you know, probably my favorite console as of right now. I watch Arabin play, and you too if you stream. Oh, I'm totally gonna stream it. I'm gonna stream it blind, as much as possible at least. I mean, I've seen all the trailers and stuff, and all the Mega Evolutions released. I don't know how big of a... Oh, that's a stupid question. Alright, never mind. Never mind. But, yeah, I'm interested. Actually, since Rose was the one who got it for me, via my throne, and she told me she was gonna get it too. I was like, oh, we could play together sometime, you know, cause you know, that's probably something I could do on stream. I could play with you guys, you know, but I'm like, oh, but I'm gonna be playing it a lot slower since I'm gonna be streaming it, so you know, I'm not gonna play any of it off stream. And she's like, yeah, I probably won't be getting very far. I'll probably spend all my time on the customization. And I'm like, yeah, I get that. I can see that. It looks like the customization is actually pretty decent. It's kind of a toss-up with Pokemon whether the customization is going to be good or not. You know? Because you've had, like... X and Y was the first customization. X and Y had decent customization. Then you had Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, which had no customization. Then you had, like, what, Sun and Moon, right? Which had customization, but, like, it was kind of limited because you were kind of limited to stuff you'd wear in Hawaii kind of thing. For the most part. There were some exceptions, but still. And then, as much as I don't like Sword and Shield, I will say they probably had the best customization options in any of the Pokemon games. Because frickin' Scarlet and Violet really dropped the ball on that with the fucking school uniforms and shit. But it looks like Legends ZA is a pretty decent job. Legends Arceus was decent. They were kind of limited because of, like, the time period, but I think Legends Arceus was decent for what it was. Yeah. Yeah, Scarlet and Violet, you had to wear a school uniform, yeah. The trainer gotta be you with your own style or whatever. Yeah, that stuff. That or whatever. I saw the Pokemon Company posted something. I think it was like a YouTube post or some shit. Where they were showing off, like, all the characters that have used Mega Stones. Or, sorry, well, Keystones. Still, same fucking difference. They've used Keystones and, like, the different forms of Keystones they've used. Like, the one they give you in the game is a bracelet, right? But, like, some have used, like, earrings. Some have used hair clips. Everyone remembers Cynthia's because hers was her lipstick. Even though I don't think Cynthia even wears lipstick, does she? I don't remember her wearing lipstick. But they were like, oh, which style of Mega Stone would you choose? Or whatever. And I'm like, that would be a cool feature in the game, dude. That'd be pretty sick. Because every other character, like, wears their keystone on, like, a different part. I want to be able to choose that. I remember, like, Maxie and Omega Ruby, he had fucking the keystone in his glasses. That was pretty neat. Can you, like, Prince Albert a keystone? Just asking, you know. Can you imagine if every time I wanted to Mega Evolve my Pokemon, I just slap my dick? Just saying, would it be possible? Like, ignore the, they would totally not do it, of course, but, like, would it actually, in universe, be possible? That's all I'm asking. Alright, is it physically possible considering the laws of the Pokemon universe? And I think the answer is yes. I think it's as long as it's on your person somewhere. You know what I mean? I mean, fine. You guys can play the silent game if you want, all right? But I know you're all wondering it too. Okay? I know I'm not the only one asking these questions. That's what exploring the world is all about, guys. It's all about asking questions. Okay? And these are the kinds of questions that need to be asked. Okay? I mean, I'm just saying, you know. I think you're the only one. Well, but, like, answer the question. It would work, right? Technically. It would physically work. Right? You always gotta be curious. Yeah, exactly. That's what I learned from my cat Swiffer the most. Is, you know, they say it's something about curiosity in cats, and I'm sure it's a good thing, they say. Who would win? One of all Pokemon versus a billion lions? I saw a video thumbnail for that. Someone actually trying to figure it out. And honestly, that's a tough call. I would say the lions. I know that's probably a hot take, but one thing that you forget, right? One thing everyone forgets is how big a billion actually is. Right? Like, some people don't even, like, they just think of billion and they're like, oh, million's big, billion's even bigger. No, you don't understand, right? A billion is 1,000 millions. Right? True, but Pokemon can fly? Yeah, but they'd probably have to get close, for the most part, in order to, you know, be combative. And, like, lions could find a way, I would say. I'd say they could climb trees. I know lions can actually climb trees. You know, they could jump off each other. You know? And I think if a flying Pokemon were to take on a couple lions, it starts shooting stuff at them, the lions would run. Then what would the flying Pokemon have to do? They'd have to chase after them. And either one of two things would happen. Either it would try to go lower to the ground to try and hit them, or it would tire itself out, and then the other lions would eat it. Why is it dumb as shit? Doesn't matter. You have no concept of how big a billion truly is. you know. I mean, you also got to think at least half of all Pokemon would die nearly instantly. You know? Because there's a lot of weak Pokemon. There are Pokemon gods. Yeah, but there's a billion. A billion lions. That's a billion of anything is a lot, dude. You know what I mean? Plus, you also got to think about the fact that, like, as powerful as the God of Time is, like, Dialga has been defeated by other Pokemon. So it's like he's not invincible. Like, I know you could say Arceus at the very least. And he's the only one I think would stand a chance, because technically the Arceus we know of, like the goat one, is only a fragment of the real one. Right? That's why it's allowed to, like, travel along with a trainer. They say in Legends Arceus that that's only a fragment of the real Arceus. So it's like, if it was the real Arceus, I could see, because basically it's just like an intangible being, you know? But I would say, you know what? I'm going with lions. But it also depends on certain aspects that would you consider them legit. Like, because there's some things that are in, like, the Pokédex, right? That wouldn't work. Like I think the best example is, like, Macargo, right? Macargo is lava, and it says it's, like, 10,000 degrees Celsius or some shit, right? Which is, like, that's not just hot lava. That's, if you get within a 50-meter radius, you're going to be vaporized kind of heat. You know? So it's like, how does that work with, like, Pokemon like that, right? I mean, I think with that, like, if the lions could get close, like, as you could theoretically do with a Pokemon like Macargo, like, if you're actually a trainer, you'd be able to get somewhat close to a Macargo. Theoretically, right? But, like, with enough lions, like, yeah, a lot of them would die instantly, but you gotta think, there's thousands of those fuckers on each Pokemon. Or at least hundreds. Right? You get 100 lions piled all in the same place. Macargo, he's gonna be overwhelmed. Most of the lions will probably die, but he's gonna die pretty quickly. I didn't think you would take the question so seriously. Well, I mean, people always do this with... I always do this with hypotheticals. I feel like people always tell me this. They're like, you're thinking about it too much. I'm like, then what's the point of the hypothetical? I'm not just going to say, oh, 1 billion lions because there's a lot of lions. I'm like, well, you know, if you disagree with me, I'll explain my viewpoint. I will tell you why you're wrong. No, not really that, but I'll explain what my opinion is. And then people are like, you're thinking about this too seriously. I'm like, you asked the question! I think Pikachu would win. Sure. If I'm to not think about it, then let's just let Pikachu win. that I think the big aspect of it, Pikachu plus water. Well, a big aspect you got to think of, like, the biggest problem with it is that there's I keep saying this because I don't think a lot of people realize that's 1 billion lions. Even if you're killing, like, 1 per second, right? You're gonna get tired really fast. You're taking that a bit too seriously. Yeah, you're just saying that to sass me. Alright? Listen, I'm on a bus for 8 hours. You think I got anything else better to do? Alright, I should probably not talk as loud from now on, because it's getting late here, and I don't want to bother the neighbors. I think my family would probably be fine. No. Alright, I see you're matching the desert. You're going to your classic yellow. The color of the true pancake. Let's talk Crash Bash, sure. I watched a video on Crash Bash, actually. There's a guy who was, like, doing a challenge where he's like, can you beat co-op Crash Bash with only one player? Or something like that. It's pretty entertaining. Which minigame is your favorite? I don't know. I've never played Crash Bash. I don't know. That one. The one you're thinking of. That's probably my favorite. I mean, I've seen them, but I haven't played them, so I don't know. Ballistics? Yeah, sure, that one. Let's see, Crash Bash stream when? I'm sure you're gonna ask. Crash Bash stream when? When am I gonna bash my Crash? Right in my stash. In a flash. Smoke on some hash. Grow out my mustache. Crash Bash is too hard. Yeah, that's what I've heard. I've heard actually it's surprisingly difficult. I wouldn't get it. Oh, I wouldn't understand. It's too hard. It's only for real gamers. Sounds about right. A real gamer would probably, like, do, like, all the hardcore shit. Like, sit down and drive a fucking bus in an empty desert for 8 hours. Babies don't understand. True. I'm too much of a baby gamer. You know what I think? I think instead of a life sentence, like, certain criminals should be forced to get a certain score in Desert Bus. You know what I mean? Like, instead of like, oh, you have a life sentence. They could be like, oh, okay, your sentence is 879 points in Desert Bus. And the thing with Desert Bus is, like, if they have to, like, break to use the bathroom or sleep, they have to pull over and get towed. So they have to do it all in 8-hour stretches. This for days would make any man go insane? Probably. But I want to be able to say I got a point, dude. And I know it won't matter to you guys. You guys will be like, that was stupid. That was dumb. That was... that was not fun for anyone involved. But you know what? I pride myself on playing really shit games. As you guys probably know. Just being able to say, I beat Link the Faces of Evil, or I completed Lifeline, means a lot to me in my heart. So the fact of me saying I got a single point in Desert Bus, that makes me feel like a hero to myself. I'm already saying that? Oh, okay, yeah. I'll congratulate you for being a bus driver. I gotta torment you for 8 hours. I'm surprised you guys are still with me. I appreciate it. Jokes apart, this is pretty fun. Really? I assume you're just talking about chatting. I highly doubt the actual bus part is fun. You know? It's almost 6 a.m. Oh my god, Rad. Please don't fuck up your sleep schedule for goddamn Desert Bus, alright? It's not worth it. I'm kind of a hypocrite saying that, but, you know, I'm doing this as this is a celebration of 50 Fuck It Fridays. I already fucked it up. I woke up a few hours ago. Yeah, but, like, don't fuck it up anymore if you don't have to. I have to, though. It's actually not nearly as bad as you guys might think. Basically, this is going to end at around... I want to say about 1:30 a.m., which it could have been a lot worse. So it's only like 9:50 where I am, because I always start my streams at 5. It's the weekend, I got nothing to do. Okay, fair, I guess. You're my pal, and I will always be on your side until the end, telling you stinky. Okay, well, great. That makes me feel great. See, now I'm thinking back to when we were talking about, like, the Sonic comics, and now that feels like forever ago. Oh, boy.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
Thanks. Appreciate it. I was thinking the other day, I was like, you know, I've been streaming for 4 years, and I still have yet to figure out how to properly play the sound alerts. Can you imagine some people going to parties on Friday night? Losers, right? Fucking, who needs getting laid when you can get paid to drive for 8 hours?
That was truly cringeworthy.
Shut up, Murray. I'm trying here, okay? Alright. Something that was said in... I discovered this game probably a little before I saw the Angry Video Game Nerd play it. And when the AVGN was playing it, he mentioned that there was a rumor that occasionally a bug might splatter on the windshield. And he didn't know if it was true or not. I guess we're going to find out, right? If I go the full 8 hours and not a single bug splats on the windshield, I'm willing to bet it doesn't happen. You know? I wonder, you know what? I find it weird there are no cacti in this desert. Just a bunch of rocks. I think it happened 60 hours in. Don't tempt me. I will sit here all weekend until my thumb is totally destroyed. By the way, occasionally I've been switching my finger to my index finger on the accelerator, because obviously my thumb needs a break every once in a while. Tapping the left... Is this on keyboard? No, this is on controller. This is semi-legit. I don't have a Sega Genesis controller that plugs into my deck, but I'm using my actual... my weird third-party PS3 controller. And if you pass out when to take a shit, you lose all your progress after your car goes in the sand and gets towed. Oh yeah. Yeah, that's for sure happened to people. That was one of the jokes in the... So in each of these mini games on this minigame collection, Penn and Teller actually do show up in video form, in the really shitty compressed Sega CD video form. And they do explain like what each game is and like why they made it and stuff. And for this one, while Penn was explaining the game, Teller was playing the game, and falling asleep in the background. So thought you would buy a whole bus rig with a wheel and stuff. Wow, yeah, actually that would probably be more comfortable than what I'm doing. I have actually driven for at least 8 hours before, so that wouldn't actually be that far off. Maybe 8 hours. I've driven for at least 6 at one time. No stop? I probably stopped at least once for like a rest stop for like bathroom break or something. But I don't know. I don't remember. I don't even remember when that was or where I was going. My max was 4 hours nonstop. That's what I used to do when I went up a little north to visit my grandmother. A bunch of the family would get together at her house, and she lives about 4 hours away from where I am. And when I had my own car, I would make that drive. It's a 4 hour drive, both there and back. So I've done it. Now I just hitch a ride with my cousins and they do the driving, which is nice. Don't have to do that myself. You know. There's only so much you can entertain yourself with the fucking radio on. Well, not the radio, but I had my own music. Yeah. This is most of it. It's me and my thoughts.
Never give up. Trust your instincts.
Thank you for scaring the shit out of me. I appreciate that. I guess it is October. Oh, I wanted to chat you guys up about what I wanted to do for Halloween, because I'm not sure yet. My little sister is going trick-or-treating, so I might actually go out with her and my mom to do trick-or-treating, if she wants me to come along. So I might actually not be streaming on Halloween, but like for Halloween, I might do a stream, but I wasn't sure what to do. One thing I think I might try to do is what's your costume? I don't know. Well, the only actual costume I own is my one for Joker from Persona 5, which I wore many years ago. Actually, today was funny because my sister was talking about doing like a. It is a cool one. It's actually really cool. But my sister was talking about wanting to do like a Wizard of Oz thing, and you know, I wouldn't get a costume myself probably, but if they wanted me to wear something, I'd be down with it. And my mom found a shirt today, like online. She showed me a picture of it. It just says, "Pretend I'm dressed as the Tin Man." And I'm like, hell yeah, I'd wear that. So we could do that. Oh yeah, someone would have to bring the asbestos. That's true. Was it asbestos? I thought it was something else. Whatever was in the paint, it might have been asbestos, but I don't remember. Think it was? Yeah. The guy who played the Tin Man in the original Wizard of Oz, for those unaware, got infected with, he was, okay, I guess it was asbestos poisoning from, I think it was something in the paint for that he got painted to be the Tin Man. It's like the aluminum colored paint or something. Either it poisoned him or he was allergic. It was something like that. But yeah, it did not work out well for that guy. I don't know if it killed him. I know it definitely poisoned him for a while. I think it did kill him. Did it kill him? His name was like Buddy something. I feel bad not knowing his name, but yeah, that was so long ago. I can't even remember the last time I watched The Wizard of Oz. I've seen Wicked, the movie version, which is kind of a shame. If I'm gonna watch a musical, I kind of would rather watch the actual musical. I don't think I've ever actually been to a musical. Actually, that's not true. I went to, when I was younger, I remember nothing about it, but I went to Stomp. the musical, um, which is a kind of a musical. Most of it is just them making music with everyday objects. That's like the whole gimmick. There's a lot of hip hop, and I went when I was younger, just to see them at one point, but I don't remember much. I remember they used trash can lids at some point. That was about it. And they did indeed stomp a lot. But I really do want to see a musical IRL sometime. Hamilton? I've never seen Hamilton, actually. I've heard good things. But if I'm gonna if I'm gonna actually go see Wicked, I would like to see the actual musical. You know. I mean, I was gonna say like, I watched the Cats movie and that was awful. But honestly, even before that, I don't think the actual Cats musical really interested me that much. The story is just kind of bland. It's very strange. Doesn't look great. There's also Les Mis, which I've never seen the movie, but I'm interested in the musical for sure. Um, a big one that I actually want to see is Book of Mormon, which is the musical created by the creators of South Park. I think that's it, right? But Trey Parker and Matt Stone know how to do a musical. So apparently it won a bunch of awards. So I really do want to see it. I think it'd be really funny, especially if it's like their take on being a Mormon, because the Mormon religion is kind of based on something that like could be easily turned into comedy. Not that it's a not that it's like a bad or stupid religion or anything. It's a religion like any other, but it's definitely something that is easily prone to comedy. And I think most people of that faith acknowledge that and kind of embrace it. I think that's the best kind of people, who acknowledge like certain aspects of their life are kind of crazy or funny, and they just kind of they know people don't mean anything harmful by it. And they just kind of it's good to laugh at yourself. Volt being controversial, yeah. Hot take, I guess. There, see, I told you bus time was deep time. Having a sense of humor about yourself. Exactly. It's very important. You're too sensitive about yourself, then you're restricting pretty much everyone around you, and you're rejecting any form of criticism. That's why I've always been like a big proponent of this is kind of an extreme way of putting it, but it's like either all of it's okay or none of it's okay kind of thing. It's like I think anything can be made to be funny as long as it's told, if it's delivered correctly. It's like three things. Like, one, you have to deliver it correctly. Two, it has to be in the right context. And three, it has to be to the right people. But anything can be funny without being offensive. But you have to be able to be open to jokes about pretty much anything, And if something is a joke of something you don't want to be joked about, instead of going against it, obviously there are some things that are not cool because they're not, delivered right or under the right context or any of that. But when it comes to stuff that's, just a form of comedy that or stuff that you don't want to see jokes of, it's easier to just accept that, hey, that's not my style of humor, and just kind of avoid it. I'm sure a lot of people would say that about jokes I make. It's like certain jokes that you would make that like you wouldn't tell to your parents or anything, because your parents probably have a different sense of humor. Kind of like that. I don't know. Comedy is a hard thing to tackle when it comes to what subjects you can and can't make fun of. You know? So, I don't know. You kind of think a lot about when you're in the kind of business I am. I mean, I hesitate to call this business because it's not like I friggin' make a living off of this. Um, but you have to think about the comedy and everything. Tell a joke, listen to them talk for 30 minutes. Tell the joke was not funny. Is that what I'm doing? Is that what I did? Or is it a comment on me, or is it a comment in general? Gotta love the now the parents. Yeah, exactly. Okay. About to say, if I do that unintentionally, I could, yeah, that's something I could see myself doing by accident. You know, that's why I make like the cancellation jokes. That I'm like, oh, I'm waiting for Volt to be canceled, because there's so many things that I've said that you could take out of context, and it would seem like really bad. But that's why I find it really funny. Is because, like, you know, obviously it's easy for people to attack you with that sort of thing. And if someone made a cancellation video on me, especially with how small I am, I think people would understand that none of it is serious. Because, like, why would you want to cancel someone that's so small? You know, like, who cares? Plus, I think it would be less offensive and more, like, weird. Like, people would be weirded out. They'd be like, what the fuck? Why did he... Not why did he say that as in, like, oh, how could he? No, it's like, what the fuck? Where did that come from? I think it would be entertaining. But I'll wait. If I ever get, like, to the point where I'm a little more well-known, then a cancellation video might either be a very bad idea, or it might be even funnier. I haven't really decided yet. I guess we'll get there. If we get there, we get there. But, oh, I forgot. I was going to mention Halloween. If I wanted to do something for Halloween, I had an idea of a game I wanted to play. A long time ago, when I was probably in the first few years of me streaming, I had this running joke that I would post online. Is I knew of this, like, really bad game for the fucking 3DO. Not Plumbers Don't Wear Ties. That game is legendary, and is amazing. But it was a Japanese only game called Dr. Hauser, and it's like a horror, like, mystery game kind of thing. And it looks awful. But it's like, it's a funny awful. It's really funny. And I used to, like, recommend that game to people whenever there's like, oh, I wonder what games I should play. I would just, like, pop in the fucking Twitter replies and be like, have you considered the hit 1998 survival horror game, Dr. Hauser, for the Panasonic 3DO? I used to say that, like, all the time. I just thought it was funny. It was just a game no one heard of. But I thought about, I'm like, what if I actually finally played it? Because there is an English patch someone made. So I was considering that for Halloween this year. And then there's another one I was considering. So I can't believe I missed the Plumbers Can't Wear Ties street. No, it's Plumbers Don't Wear Ties. Even though the title is a lie, because the main guy's a plumber and he wears a tie, so. It's just a fucking. That's one of my favorite streams still. So funny. I haven't laughed that hard in like ever. But I love that stream. You know, there's a lot of streams that I actually had fun with that I love. Because there's also a lot of streams that like drives me insane. But looking back on it, it's like really funny. You know, I'm sure Lifeline will turn into that. Where I'll like look back on it. To go as a Sonic character. Nah, I don't want to embarrass my little sister because she's gonna be doing it with her friends. So like basically me and my mom will probably just follow behind, but she's basically just gonna be doing it with her friends. The last thing I want to do is embarrass her. So as funny as that would be, I don't want to do that. You know. But maybe guys will have to cosplay together. And I will be I'll try to find the best Sonic character, which obviously is a Knight the Owl, you know. I will cosplay Nico one shot 100% on Halloween. I'm sure you will. I'm surprised you haven't done so already, unless you already have and you're just saying you're gonna do it again. But what the hell was I gonna say before? I totally forgot. Oh, the other game I was considering for Halloween is another bad game that I've seen. It looks a lot. It looks like it would actually be pretty difficult. But it is really funny to watch. There is a problem though, because it's called Ill Bleed, and the problem is that it's for the Dreamcast, and I haven't been able to get my Dreamcast emu to work properly. I mean, I do own a Sega Dreamcast, but I don't think you guys don't want to see it. I don't have the game, and even if I did, it would look like shit. Because whenever I use my old console and I plug it into the fucking capture card, they look like garbage. Which is why I played Lifeline via Emu instead of the actual game, even though I had it. Sadly, I don't celebrate Halloween, to be honest. I haven't. I want to do it one year at Comic-Con next year. Yeah, I could see doing. There's so many cosplays I would want to do at like conventions and stuff. I'm still trying to. My friends are kind of on board with this, but like I'm still trying to get into a situation where my friends and I are all the characters from Catherine. We've even like picked roles. Like I would be Vincent. I have a friend who wants to be Orlando. I could see another friend being Johnny. You know, my friend has some of my friends have girlfriends that could be the different Catherines. I have a friend who knows nothing about Catherine but is like on board with anything. He's like, who can I be? I'm like, well, okay, well, you can either be Boss, who's the bartender, or you can be Erica, the maid. Not the maid, the waitress. He's like, oh, hell yeah. Should I drew Joker? I did. You left for a little bit, didn't you? Because we were just talking about this. I already was. That's the only outfit the cosplay outfit I have, or costume, whatever you want to refer to it as. So I have Joker from Persona 5. I wore it to Halloween like 1 year, and that's pretty much all I used it for. So I could wear it to a convention. Honestly, I would totally, if my friends and I went as the Phantom Thieves. It's real. It's real, dude. It's real. It's real. Holy shit. Okay then. Dude, that was the most exciting thing. I know, right? Guys, I don't think I can operate the windshield wipers. I can open the door. None of the other buttons do anything. Like, I want to try and press some of the other buttons, but I'm scared. I'm scared I'm gonna, like, crash the game or stop the emu or something. Should I try another button? By the way, how long was that? Oh, hold on. Sorry, my mom and sister came in to say goodnight, and sorry, they came in. I told my mom what I'd be doing before I explained Desert Buster and everything, and she came in, and her and my sister said goodnight. They brought me snacks and also a Pepsi, which is very nice of them. They also brought me a water, but I have 2 waters already, so I didn't need it. They're the best. Yeah, that was very nice of them. Yeah. So I was talking to them. Sorry, I was explaining how exciting the bug was because it took 5 hours for a bug to splatter on the windshield. So yeah, Voltsis and Mom Raoul are there to help. I'm tempted to press a button. I have a horn! Guys, it took me 5 hours, but I figured out I have a horn. Do I have windshield wipers? I want to press select, but I'm scared. Select is okay to press, right? Okay, I pressed it. Nothing happens. Okay. So I can open the door and I can honk. Okay. Honk is the start button, by the way. That's why I didn't press it before. Because I'm like, well, they told me this game doesn't have a pause, so it probably doesn't do anything. Is there a way to Alright, I tried. You could see me slowing down because I was trying different buttons. Guys, I think we're just gonna have to deal with the bug on the windshield. I've tried all the buttons, and if I try any more, it's probably gonna close the emu. Because I'm gonna press something stupid. But maybe it'll wash off. Maybe the wind will. Can you imagine if we get there and it invalidates my point because I got a bug on the windshield? It's like you weren't driving carefully enough. Alright. Well, I think you know what time it is, guys. We actually didn't have any Pepsi, but I know that they went shopping like as I was starting the stream. So I knew they were going to get me some, but I didn't expect them to bring me any, which was very nice. It's not a Volt stream without Pepsi, right? It doesn't rain a lot in this part of the US, right? Well, I don't think so, because we're driving from Arizona to Nevada, and we're in the desert, so I don't think so. Arizona is more of a southwestern state that's gets very hot, and Nevada is not very different, but I don't know, I've never been. You bought a Pepsi Black today? Nice. It was the black Pepsi you always wanted? Was it good? I don't know what Pepsi Black is, actually. I've never heard of that. It's Brazilian Pepsi Max. Oh. Interesting. Sugar-free Pepsi? Oh. So it's gross Pepsi. You know, I saw. How was it? Was it good? Was it good Pepsi? It's still Pepsi, so sugar free is best. It's okay. You can find solace in knowing that you're wrong. Well, maybe that could be my TikTok actually, is when a bug finally splatters on the windshield. I'll just title it, I've been driving for 5 hours. I wonder what kind of bug that was. Oh, you clipped it. That's what that link was. I'm sorry, I saw you said something about a link, but I was talking to my mom, so I forgot to address it. Sweet. Cool. Maybe I'll use that. Thank you for clipping that. I didn't get to see what kind of bug it was, though. Guys, we're gonna have to do like a slow-mo replay. It was just a fly. It's a lot of guts for a fly, you know? Also, you know, it looks like a thinner, greener version of the Nickelodeon logo. Dun 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 dun. Nickelodeon. Seems like Sonic Racing Crossworlds is actually doing Nickelodeon related things. Because they've got SpongeBob, TMNT, and Avatar, right? Is Sega and Nickelodeon like really? Are they like really close or something? I don't know. Maybe they just got a really good deal with Nickelodeon. Listening to the Keenan and Kel opening today. I never watched it. They were the ones in Good Burger, right? Because Coolio mentioned Penn and Teller. Oh, really? See, I didn't know that. I do want to actually watch Penn and Teller. Because like I said, it looks like something I would enjoy. So I'll have to actually look them up sometime. Ad in about 50 seconds, by the way. First time I heard about Penn and Teller? I knew about them for a while. I don't remember where, but they seem really funny. I don't know why maybe Nickelodeon saw potential for Sonic Crossroads, decided to add their shows. Possibly. When you tweeted about it, I went and listened to the song. Oh, I see. This is the only thing I know about Penn and Teller. I know what they do. I know that or at least I think, that one of the mini games is actually a side scroller where you play as Penn and Teller. So we'll definitely be doing that next week. Watch a lot of their videos on YouTube. I think that's what I'll probably do. I don't know. Tomorrow's a busy day. And by busy, I mean it's a day where I probably do nothing but play Sonic Crossworlds. Now that I have it. I want to see if my friends have it. Maybe they might. Because my friends were sharing like the memes of like, oh, another bus stop. Yay! I wonder if something happens if you stop at the bus stop. I'm not gonna test it to find out. Cause I don't want something bad to happen. I don't want to get stuck in the sand or stuck on the road or anything. But if you'd like to try it out for yourself, there is like a bus sign like right towards the beginning, so it's not super bad. I'm trying not gonna drink much Pepsi, because Pepsi makes me prone to needing the bathroom. And I really don't want to do that, if possible. I have looked up, because obviously there's no pause button, but I was one, and you obviously if you go in the sand you get towed, but I looked it up. I'm like, can you just literally brake in the road and to stay there for a little while? Like, does like a tow truck come? And I looked it up, and there was someone who responded that was like, I parked like a mile out, and I just didn't touch the controller for like half an hour, and nothing happened. So it's probably good. So if I do take a bathroom break, I'm probably just gonna try that, and we'll see. We'll see what happens. I keep looking back at my avatar, and like just from a side glance, the baseball cap looks like a beanie because it's so. Can you pause it with your emulator? I could, but that would defeat the purpose of the game. The whole point, they've explained that the whole point of the game is that there's no pause button, because it's supposed to be like real life. You can't just pause life. Alright, if I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do this legit, or I'm not gonna do it at all. Alright? Anyway, can't wait to play. It's fun. There's a festival event for Minecraft. I don't really like it, mainly because you gotta play in teams. Well, what if we were on the same team? I know that's not ideal for you, since you want to just kick my ass, and you probably will. As much as I love kart racers, I hate playing them online, because I just, it's so chaotic when you do kart races online. Like, I thought it was chaotic enough when I play with like 3 other friends and we're all throwing items at each other. But when I'm playing with like 8 other people, probably more. It's just crazy, you know. My mom and sister also brought me some cookies, but honestly, I'm surprised, but I'm not hungry. I thought I'd be starving, but I'm not hungry. Which, you know, I'd rather be not hungry than starving, so there's that. We've made the 5.5 hour mark, guys. Can you believe it? I don't even feel like fatigued or anything. I feel a little tired. You could probably, well, not only can you hear it in my voice, but I'm also trying to be quiet because it's late. I don't want to wake anyone or cause like a neighbor disturbance or anything. Yeah, but just try to focus on having fun, not like taking competitively focus on winning because you're an ultimate life form like our boy here.
What the fuck?
Yeah, thank you, Murray. We appreciate that. Um, yeah, no, that's the thing. Like, I wouldn't want to focus on winning because that I would not get anywhere with it. Um, but you know, I'd like to win. I actually I did play Mario Kart with a with a Hololive VTuber. They were having one of those Mario Kart streams. It was not World, but it was years ago. They were playing Mario Kart 8 with viewers. I actually got into one of the games. So I have video proof. But I was going under my other alias at the time. So now no one will believe me. But it happened. So I have played online with a streamer before, technically. Well, also there was that, when I did a collab with Rude Lad. Shout out to him. He's great. Very proudly Finnish VTuber. And we played Mario Kart 8 online, and we did it for like 3 hours. It was crazy. We just got lost in the game and talking to each other. It was great. That was a fun stream. I haven't done a collab in a long time. Never really played much games with big streamers except Jackbox Party. I befriended some streamers and played games together on stream, like Cord or so on. Oh, that makes sense. With something like Jackbox, like, I'm always worried that someone's gonna put something really offensive, you know? Like, since I'm a smaller streamer, obviously, it probably wouldn't really happen all that much. But like I see like these big streamers, like the corporate streamers, and they'll like play Jackbox, like they'll play like Quiplash, and I'm like, how can you trust all those people with that? You know, how do you think one of them isn't gonna just pop in and like shout the or like type in the N word or something? Like I feel like I would be worried about that if I had thousands of viewers at one point. You know, it's a fun game mainly to play with friends. Yeah, definitely to play with friends. One of my favorite ones that we had that I don't think a lot of people were into, but I loved it, was there was one where you have to do a slideshow presentation, and but the thing is, the other you'd have to choose a prompt from another player about what to do your presentation on, and then you'd have to give your presentation to the other players, but one player was the one who would choose what pictures your slides were. And it's really funny. My friends and I got a real big kick out of it. Cause like we'll just fuck with each other, and because you get like options to choose like what picture you want to put on the next slide. And so like my friends and I will fuck with each other, and we'll put something stupid like why the Nazis should have won, or something really stupid that a person has to do a fucking slideshow presentation on. And then the person choosing the slide pictures, like the first slide will be like a cat with its hands up. It's like, how do you do that? What are you supposed to say? Oh, like I love that. I want to play that shit. Although it's a lot harder when you're not in person. It's the actual physical presentation is what makes it fun. You know what I mean? Like actually standing up there and acting like you're giving like a speech. It's so funny. I like that. I forget which Jackbox it is. I have the Jackbox that it is, but I do have Jackbox from 1 to 5. I never really played it since I don't have friends who are interested. It was one of the few things my friends and I could do living apart, because we used to Skype a lot. So it was one of the things we could do then. But I have played it in person with a couple of friends sometimes. And it's pretty funny. There was one time my brother was a part of it, and he was playing with us, and every single one of his quiplash responses, like we knew it was his, because every time he typed one in, it was like, it would have nothing to do with the question. Like he'd put in like, be like, oh, what is something you should never bring to the laundromat? Like one person will be like, a big sausage, and then the other one that my brother wrote would be like, Deborah, please come back to me. And like the next round would be like a totally different question, and you'd see another answer, and it would just be like, Deborah, please don't take the kids. I'll always remember that one. That was a good one. Sometimes random comedy works. Has to be done correctly though. That's another big one. You know, a lot of people can like, it was a big thing for like the probably what to like the late 2000s, early 2010s was like a big thing among kids, was like, oh lol, random. Like anything random was funny just because it was random. But like, you have to do it right, you know. Random comedy can be extremely funny, but it's got to catch you off guard. You know, you can't be expecting it. That's the whole big thing. You know, a lot of people who do random comedy don't really understand that, and I think that's a big problem with that brand of comedy. I don't know. Just my opinion. Because I remember there was a lot of lol random stuff I used to laugh at when I was younger. When I was like a teenager. And I see it now, I'm like, that's just fucking stupid and cringe, you know? I actually went back and rewatched a movie I watched growing up that looked like a really dumb movie, but it was like something that you like watching as a kid. And I saw it free on YouTube, which is how I see most movies nowadays. And also they just use edgy humor for random humor nowadays, and it's straight up offensive or racist. Yeah, so I put that in my stream rules. It's called shock humor. That's what that is. It's like, I always say this because it's the best example. It's a lot of like what modern Family Guy is. It's just something there to just shock you. And they think that's what makes it funny. Is that it's so extreme. But really it's just, yeah. So, that's like the worst kind of humor, in my opinion. I'd rather have bad random humor than that. So yeah, that's why I put no shock humor in my thing, because obviously it's, you know, I've had people uh, in my streams use that form of humor before, and they're probably people I've banned. I had quite a bit of drama after about a year or so of streaming. Luckily, I haven't really had that much drama, you know, in quite a while, because I'm pretty much surrounded by, like, people who aren't either, like, crazy teenagers who rely on shock humor, or just really immoral people who think they're funny. So, like, you guys are actually, like, you know, good, regular, good people. You're not, you're not like a bunch of, like, assholes on the internet or anything. You're just, like, you know, how a normal person would react to other people. So, luckily, I haven't had to deal with that in a long time. Plus, I have, like, I didn't really have that many mods back in the early days. But now I got you guys as mods. You know. Would you like to be a mod, Murray? I trust you. You show up quite often, and you know your shit. You can be a mod if you want to. I wouldn't say myself good, but yeah. Nah, you're good. You trust me? I don't really have a reason not to. To be honest, I don't really want to trust anyone with a mod status, but that's a me issue. It's not a personal thing to anyone. I have anxiety about that stuff, but I know I need to put that trust out there, you know? And luckily it's paid off. So, because pretty much everyone I've modded has been exactly trustworthy. So, yes, even you, Rad. So, but you show up to a lot of my streams. You're a pretty consistent viewer, and also, like, you've never said anything bad. So, yeah, you want to be a mod? I'm cool with that. Give me more people to do the shoutouts for me. And ban the bots so I don't have to. There you go. Relieves my responsibilities, at least. There you go. Oh, I was gonna mention the fucking movie. That's what I do for Arabin. Yeah, exactly. If Arabin trusts you, I fucking trust you. Arabin is a very nice person. So, I, you know, I would totally. Yeah, I would give it to you now, but I'm driving, so. You know, I don't know if I don't know if Rad could do it. Rad, because you have mod status, are you able to do that? I actually don't know. I've never had someone else do a mod for me. You try? Okay, cool. Thank you. I'll talk about the movie in a second. Pull up on the sidewalk. Cool. Gladly. Question. What fucking sidewalk? Oh. Guys, look, it's 1 p.m. in the world of Desert Bus. Is it actually 1 p.m. in Arizona. I think Arizona's actually behind. Is it behind from where I am? I live in EST. I don't know what time zone Arizona is in. Or Tucson, Arizona specifically. Or the road from Tucson to Las Vegas. 1945. Man, it's a long time ago. That was World War II. You don't think you can? Alright. I'll have to do it. If I remember. You might need to remind me, Murray, because I yeah. See, now I have something else to keep. I know what time it is, Murray. I just I'm just being a dumb American. See, now I have something else to do because I'm trying to like. Now I have the bug's dead body, and I'm trying to like keep it from touching the sides. Like I'm trying to keep it from touching the sand and the yellow, but it's really hard, as you can see. Especially because it's moving up and down with the bus. Shit, dude. Hi, buddy. Swiffer. He's looking at me like, what are you still doing? I'm driving. What? 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 Usually he responds to me, but he's just looking at me. He's so puzzled. I can't pet you, buddy. I'm driving. I'm sorry. Alright, hold on. There, you get a little scratch. Okay, I'll drink some more. Alright. Can you imagine me just like in a bus seat? Like a big, like, beer belly. Just lounging back, driving a bus with a Pepsi in one hand and this cap on my head. You know, like, oh, we gotta make it to Las Vegas. Where's the fan art of that? More like Pepsi belly. Well, yeah. I guess it would be. I'm just saying. It's known as a beer belly. Actually, guys, you know what? If one of you would like to do me a favor, would you be able to Google if there's a way to use the windshield wipers? I doubt it. Now I'm curious since the whole bug thing has been debunked. I don't really mind it being there. I'm just curious if I can get rid of it. Man. When was the last time we had 69 on the counter? Well, we got 96 right now. Actually, we'll be approaching it in a little while, right? Because we'll get to 3,600 soon. That way we can, it's only 90 more until we get to another 69. Do you know, actually guys, do you know what would be fucking legendary? Do you know what would be completely mind-blowing? Like, would blow my dick off right now? If another bug splatted on the windshield. Can't find anything about wipers? That's okay, no worries. I can still drive, I can still see. Dude, if another bug splatted on the windshield, I would fucking nut so hard. That'd be amazing, dude. Just saying. Do you think the bug is always green? Only one way to find out. You know, I'm surprised they even put a bug in there. I'm surprised they put in the bus signs. You know. So a second bug just hit the windshield. Oh. Shadow's like, what's going on up there? I'm like, the windshield wipers aren't working. He's like, I can get rid of that for you. Chaos control! My god, that mode. It was meant to be disturbing, so you're welcome. My posture is terrible, so this is not doing me any favors, sitting like this for like 8 hours. You know. We're still not at 69 yet. We got like 80 more miles to go. Is that miles? It's gotta be, right? I don't know what else it would be. I do like how they tease you, because the speedometer does go up to 70. Which, by the way, is that a thing? What speedometer only goes to 70? But also, it's like, they give you up to 70, but you can only go to 45. There's no way to go faster, in case you're, like, really curious. You're like, there's gotta be a way. No. Right before the game starts, Penn actually tells you you have a max of 45 miles per hour. Unless there's a secret code. I don't know. Maybe there is a secret code that no one's figured out yet. That makes the bus go, like, light speed. Okay, I've had to give my other fingers a break, I've had to resort to putting my middle finger on the accelerator. Very symbolic, I would say. Shadow, do you want to turn driving? I can get us to Las Vegas. Chaos control! Okay, I keep losing my train of thought, which is, you know, kind of a Volt Raoul special. But I mentioned there was a movie from my childhood that I saw on YouTube that I was like, okay, this is a stupid, like, concept for a movie. Like, you guys ever seen Surf's Up with the penguins that surf? Right? Oh, Shadow's gone now? Why is he gone? I told you he's back there, you just can't see him. He's playing I Spy with the bug now. That's it. Anyway, I grew up watching Surf's Up. You know, it came out in, like, what, mid-2000s? I grew up watching it. He accidentally teleports himself to Las Vegas. Well, that's what he's trying to do. Right? He's like, I can get us there. Then he just doesn't bring the bus for some reason. He's like, oh, I thought it would bring whatever I'm holding. But then it just doesn't work. Do you think Shadow would like Surf's Up with the penguins? Anyway, it seemed like a dumb movie you'd only like when you're young, but honestly, I rewatched it, and part of it was nostalgia, sure, but honestly, I don't think it's that bad of a movie. I think it's actually pretty decent. I was shocked, because I'm like, this seems like the kind of movie that's just dumb. But the comedy of it comes from the fact that it's framed like a mockumentary. Like, it's about a competition of penguins surfing, right? But, like, it's like a documentary. Like, that's, like, most of the movie is framed as that. It's just a camera crew going around and following the main characters and shit. It really works. It's funny. Which, you know, the main guy is voiced by Shia LaBeouf, which is, like, That's a whole mix of reactions right there. But it's got like Zoe Deschanel and Jeff Bridges, James Woods. It's pretty good. I actually recommend it, honestly. I've never seen the second one because it looks terrible, but I recommend the first one. Go watch Surf's Up with Shia LaBeouf. You probably would watch horror or Latina romance. That's true. I mean, that's only canon in the movies, but like maybe he would actually watch it canonically, you know. Hi, buddy. What? What? Okay, I'll give you a pet. There you go. Alright. I don't think Swiffer would want to be a passenger on my bus. He'd probably try and hop in my lap while I'm driving. Yeah, you. Yeah, you. Don't hop on the desk. Don't do it. I forgot he actually did watch it in the movie. Yeah, oh, yeah. Remember? Because everyone thought it was a reference to the meme. And I was like, I don't know. I think it was probably coincidence. So he like focused on like commenting that the girl should kill both for leverage. Yeah, I think his goal was mainly, I think the goal of the writers was that it was funny because he was doing it at a soap opera. But the fact that it had Latinas in it, I think, was just a happy coincidence. That's just my opinion. Maybe they did know of the meme and embrace it. Sega has been known to do that with Sonic stuff. They kind of just embrace the memes sometimes. Which is, you know, admirable of them. They don't make it like... Oh, shindigs. Swiffer! God damn it. I told you not to jump on the desk. In case you're wondering what just happened, Swiffer jumped on my desk, and guess where the open bottle of Pepsi or the open can of Pepsi was? So, yeah, that's nice. So now I'm dealing with that. Hold on. Fortunate for me, I have a hand towel right here that I was using for something else, but now I can use it to dab soda from my fucking desk. Well, now my hands are sticky, so that's great. I might actually just, yeah, keep your eye on, yeah, I keep like pressing left, and then that's why I keep going all the way left and then turning my attention away. This is gonna have to frickin', damn, not my Wrath of the Lich King mouse pad. I can't exactly hydrate right now. I appreciate the thought, but I mean, I'll try. Actually, you know what? This might actually be a good place for me to take that bathroom break. That way I can wash my hands too. Luckily, it did not get anywhere near the laptop. Well, it was near the laptop, but it didn't get any, like, on it or under it or anything. So that was my main concern. So luckily, it just got everywhere else. Didn't drip on me, though. Alright, guys, here's the plan, right? Here's the plan. Because I was going to stop for a bathroom break pretty soon anyway. Okay, I'm going to let go of the accelerator and let the bus come to a stop on the road. Okay? And then I'm going to pee in the bottle. And then I'm going to go for a quick bathroom break. Now, you guys need to watch it, okay? Make sure I don't get towed or anything, alright? If I do happen to get towed, well, we've done a hero's journey as far as we could make it. But I'm going to stop the bus. There's no break, from what I know. I just kind of have to wait. It's messing with my eyes now that everything's slowing down. Okay. What if you get towed? Stop them. Alright. I will be... Where's my thing? Oh, there we go. I will be back. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. F indeed. Well, yeah. Guys, we tried. We most certainly tried. That's a bummer, but I can't say I can't say that like I didn't expect this. Tried so hard and we got so far. I tried to do it legit. I tried. I could have made like a save state, but like I said, I don't want to cheat. I don't want to cheat. See, the bummer is that like people are gonna watch the people that are trying to watch the VOD. Oh, okay. In all honesty, I don't know who the fuck would want to watch all 8 hours of this VOD if it was 8 hours. And another thing is uh, like you can see from the length of the VOD that I didn't make it, right? I appreciate you guys trying to warn me with the voice, with the sound alerts. But I think I've solved it. So the guy in the comments that I found that was like, oh great, that's okay. Now my nail got wet too. All right. I think the end was cemented when Swiffer fucking knocked over all my shit. Honestly, I'm more mad about that than the fucking game. No, I don't think he was a troll. I think because the guy said he went about 1.1 miles, he said, and then he stayed. So I think he didn't go far enough. I think you have to go a certain distance before the tow truck will actually come. That's my theory. You know. But I appreciate you guys trying to warn me. I'm sure you guys are having heart attacks. Well, I'm sorry, guys. I couldn't make it. I had to pee. I failed you. I failed you as a streamer. And I failed you as a friend. Yeah. Curse the human body's need to expel waste. Well, you peed in the bottle. You know what? I think I'd rather get towed back than pee in a goddamn bottle. I think that's the better of the two options. TBH. I'm thinking of like my options I had to see if there was any way I would feel good about not stop. I was thinking, I'm like, okay, maybe I'll ask like one of my folks to, like my mom, to just like drive for like a few minutes while I take a bathroom break. But then I'm like, I'd know deep down I'd know that I didn't do the whole 8 hours. No one would care but me. And I'm like, maybe I could make a save state. And I'm like, well, then that defeats the purpose, because the whole point is that you sit here for 8 hours. You gotta do it. But couldn't do it. I was beat. The game beat me. I thought I could beat the game. FIF 100. You know, that's not a bad idea now. I thought it would be stupid. But now that this happened, it's not bad. It's not a bad idea. On the bright side, I don't have to stay up until 1:30 a.m. However, someone is in very big trouble. Right? I don't know where he went. But, I mean, it wasn't his fault, obviously, that I that I failed this. But, it's definitely his fault that he got sticky soda all over my shit. So, let's build a contraption on your PV that brings a hose to the bathroom. Engineering. Yeah, why not? Okay, you know that's basically just a long catheter, right? You know? Oh. Honestly, it's probably good I didn't go the full 8 hours. It would not have been good for my health. Especially going that long without a bathroom break. My body does not need that right now. So, you know, I'd rather play it healthy. I'm trying to look at the good side of things. It would be terrible for me. This is why I don't do endurance streams, is because my body is not in the best shape. you know, especially with specific things. Um, and yeah, I need my bathroom break, and I can't go 8 hours without one, unless I'm like not getting any liquids at all, which would also be terrible for me. So I don't know. How far do you think you guys could do? Do you guys think you'd get as far as I did? I got about 6 hours. It's an important thing. It was fun hanging out. Thank you. Thank you. You know what? No. I asked how far do you think you'd get. You were like, no. It's a fair answer, honestly. I can acknowledge that. Hey, you. Psst. Hey. You're in trouble, mister. All over my desk. All over my wallet. All over my mouse pad. I told you not to go up on the desk. I told you. Hey. Psst. Hey. Psst. Hey. You're no longer allowed on the desk. Okay? Sometimes I let you do it. It was very occasional. And I'd be like, all right, fine. No, if you're gonna keep knocking stuff over, then no. Yeah, I know. You're a cat and you do not understand a single word I'm saying. Well, all right. I was gonna say something else. I forgot what it was though. I don't remember. Does it matter? Well, a man has to admit when he's defeated. I can't do it. Not legit, anyway. If I had save states, if I could pause the emulator, probably be a piece of cake, but you win this time, Penn and Teller. You win this time. You cruel bastards. You knew. And you know what? I did do something. I fucking solved the mystery of the bug splat. And you know what? I'm sure other people have solved that mystery, and it's probably on YouTube or something, but I fucking experienced it firsthand. And that is an experience not everyone can say they've had. Right? Alright. Bug splat was the real goal. I feel like that was our real accomplishment. Honestly, I'm just curious what happens when you get there. Like, is it just a blank screen that says you get a point, and then you just start driving back? Like, I don't know. But, yeah. Well, if it was 6 hours, I would have made it. But, yeah. Yeah, it's kind of, sorry, it's like half a bummer and half a relief, if that makes sense. Like, so, oh. Alright. Well, I am extremely sorry that I couldn't make it. I know you guys probably don't really care that much, but I did promise I would do it, and then I didn't. And obviously there's no way in hell I'm doing that right now. Again, number 2. Or anytime soon. But hey, you're right. Maybe we'll try FIF 100. We'll see if we can actually do it. You know? Maybe I'll feel less restrictive, and I'll feel a little more lenient. I'll allow, like, an emulator pause or something. But I think I could confidently go up to Penn and Teller and say that I made it 6 hours. You know? I couldn't beat it. But I think they'd be proud of me for doing what I did. right? Right, Pen? Right, Teller? Right, guys? Alright, well, obviously we're not going to sit here for another 6 hours watching the bus get towed back. So, I would just like to say extra huge super thank you to everyone that came to this stream. It it meant so much that I just did this as fucking shits and giggles, and you guys came and hung out with me anyway. And super thanks to anyone that's came, and if anyone that's enjoyed any of the Fuck It Fridays, because that's what today was about, was celebrating Fuck It Friday. I said the other day, but Fuck It Friday was just an idea I had one time, and I asked on Twitter if you guys thought it would be cool, and a couple of you said yeah. Thanks for streaming, super fun. It's never about the game, it's about the streamer, and you're a cool one. That is very flattering. Actually, thank you. That always means a lot when you guys tell me that. But still, I know, I mean, you can't deny that a big appeal of Fuck It Friday is, like, the wackiness of it, you know? Like, I like finding, like, obscure, stupid shit to play, you know, that I never would have played otherwise. It's, like, it's fun experiences, especially because I get to do it with you guys. So, yeah. That's about it, guys. Probably gonna forego the raid just because I need to rest now. But like I said, I would shit on you if you failed, but I still always enjoy hanging out with you. Well, I didn't fail because I gave up. I failed because I literally needed bodily function. But yes, thank you guys. Yes, have a good night. I will sleep, and maybe I'll see you guys tomorrow when if I start playing Sonic Racing. So that should be fun. We'll give that a shot. All right. Good night, guys.